Yeah, that's
Handsome.
That's
All right. We're good to go then? Okay. All right.
Okay.
So, hello.
Hello.
It's good to be here. Small group today. That's okay. Small in numbers, large in spirit. And we're gonna do an experiment with this group, because I believe that this group has some incredible powers, and I mean that sincerely. That we have the power to actually alter our circumstances. We have the power to alter reality itself. And that power not only can influence us, but it's going to influence all the people on the floor that aren't here right now. And so if you're open to the experiment, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at what you will receive in return for it. There is a price that you must pay if you do not master the mind. And there's definitely a reward you can get, big reward you can get for mastering the mind. Peace of mind, it's a great reward. Good health, it's a great reward. Better relationships. You can make as much money as you would like. Even at Achieve Today, here, we can make good money. Okay? There's opportunity big time here. And now, if we don't master it, what are the penalties? The opposite of everything I just said.
struggle.
Bad health, struggle,
Anxiety.
struggle financially, worry, fear, doubt. All of those things are plagues that we're going to pay. So, I decided I'm going to try something to illustrate my point here. I'm going to do a little riddle. If you know the answer to this, actually, please just, let's do this. Nobody say the answer out loud, because if you do know it, I don't want you to spoil it for everybody who doesn't know the answer, okay?
I know it anyway.
Ready for the riddle? You might need your pen and paper here to write down some numbers, so we're going to get your minds thinking just on time. About to share the number one secret of the universe, so you will levitate by tomorrow by mastering this one.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll get ready to write it down. So you're the bus driver. You're driving down the road. You pick up 3 people. 2 people get off. You go straight a mile. Then you take a left. Everybody gets off the bus. Okay, and you can write your answer down on the paper there. What color are the bus driver's eyes? Okay, if you know the answer, write it down. How old is the bus driver? How tall is the bus driver? Okay, Gigi, what color are the bus driver's eyes?
I'd say brown.
Brown? Okay. Cleve, what color are the bus driver's eyes?
Blue.
What color are the bus driver's eyes?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. Marissa, what color are the bus driver's eyes?
Brown.
Brown? You sure about that?
That's an initial.
Okay.
I'll just go with my gut.
Hazel, how old is the bus driver?
20.
What do you think?
Green for the eyes and 49.
49. You sure about that?
And a half.
So it'll be fun to go back and watch the recording. Some of you picked up on it.
Actually, it's brown and 49.
Some of you didn't. But at the very beginning, I said you are the bus driver.
You got it.
Who got it out of curiosity? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's impressive. That's good.
So how
So-
many of us are good listeners?
Well, it's not that you're not good listeners. Let's explain why this happened.
Okay.
How many of you had heard this before? 2, of the 5? How many never heard it before? They got it. Never heard it before and got it. 3. Okay. So let's 1, 2, 3. How many people have here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So we had 3 out of 12. Somebody quick at math, tell me what percentage that is.
Quarter one, 25%.
About a quarter, right? So 75% of us, it went like this. So why? Was it that we're really bad listeners? No. It's that there's a part of your mind, I think there's a number of things happening. It's short-term memory, has partly to do with it, but it's your reticular activating system. And it's determining what's important and what's not important. So you notice we went right to the numbers. Your mind went
Right to
like
the
this
numbers.
to the "you're the bus driver" part.
Yeah,
that
that's
immediately got deleted.
That's me.
So you didn't even see it.
And that almost happened to me.
Yet
It
I
did
said
happen.
it very clearly in the beginning.
Yeah.
You are the bus driver.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
You're driving down the road, you pick up 3 people. And the mind went, delete.
That's exactly.
Oh, numbers. Okay, let's focus over
Yeah,
here.
that's exactly what I did. Cool.
Yeah, it actually took a conscious effort for me to go, no, wait a minute. He said,
Okay.
I am the bus driver.
It took a conscious effort.
Right.
And that's what it takes.
That's almost surprising because in the last couple of trainings, we talked about the fact that even in our probes, people seem to remember the first part and the last part, and they delete everything in between.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a change there.
It's interesting.
Well, I think this was kind of different since it seemed like there was something we were gonna have to solve.
Yeah.
And so we were focusing on what data might come up rather than first or last. That's-
Yeah.
That's what I was
So
doing.
it's more and that's exactly right. It's how do you make the first and last interesting enough for them to pay attention to. Now, if I said, you are the bus driver and you're dressed in a pink tutu dancing on popsicle sticks, can you imagine that?
Yeah, I would.
And then I did the riddle.
Yeah, I
I
would.
promise you're going to know the answer.
Yeah, I would have got that.
But because I made it wasn't as interesting, the mind deleted it and focused on what it thought was important at the time.
You said it very understandable. Like, I believe
Matter
in the
of fact.
story, you're the bus driver, and by the way, here's what's happening. And
Mhm.
so it's very easy for the mind to have missed that.
Good.
I think it was just easy for me to pinpoint since, kind of like you were saying, I created this visual almost, and so I was just picturing myself as the driver. So when you
Mhm.
said that, I was like, well, duh. Like,
Yeah. So it's
I had this
interesting.
visualization in
We
my
all
head.
kind of process it a little bit differently. And depending on, it's not right or wrong or anything else, it's just the way the mind works. So, but here's the thing. Let's use this as a little bit of a metaphor. What parts of information that are really important are we missing because we're not making a conscious effort to hear it? And that conscious effort, that piece of information, we call it black swans, is really important and could be the difference between making the sale and not making the sale. I'm here to say very quickly or very clearly, despite what I've heard from some people, not to name any names, but I've heard some comments, oh, you just can't make money here. The leads are bad here. Nobody makes money. Not even the top people make money. I'm here to say unequivocally, that is a limiting belief. And it has no place in an organization that teaches people how to overcome limiting beliefs.
That would make sense.
Right? So here's what I'd ask of everybody. And I really mean this because it's not only your paycheck that depends on it, but other people's lives and the opportunity they have to change or not change depends on it. If you ever hear somebody come up with a limiting belief of these leads just suck, I can't do this, nobody has money. If you hear that, call them out. Hey, that's a limiting belief. That's going to make you broke and me broke if we both buy into it. Because I'll tell you, some people are so good at sales, but the wrong kind of sales.
Right.
They're good at selling themselves on the idea that people are broke. And they've bought it. And the reward for buying that is congratulations, you get to be broke too. Because remember, your mind will delete information. I'm getting the chills right now. Something's moving through me. Your mind will delete information that you did not tell it was important. So here's what I see happening. I hear people saying, well, it's not about the money, it's about the impact. You hear people ever say that on the sales floor? Well, I'm not here to make money. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
here
have heard
because
people say
I
that.
want to make a difference.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad thing, but what's wrong with making money too?
Nothing.
And unless we start to condition the mind for that, then when the simple question comes up of who's the bus driver, you won't know the answer to that. And sorry to kind of get in everybody's face, but I gotta have to get in your face today. Because we're in a company that doesn't allow that, and I'm not gonna allow it. Not on my watch. I don't want you to allow it to yourselves. I don't want you to hear other people saying it and let them buy into it. Because it costs us all money when we do that. It just does. Your mind goes like this. When we don't program the mind for hey, this is important, money's important, making a sale's important, this is my focus, it deletes pieces of information that could have helped you get to the sale. And here's the kicker. You won't even know you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like this example. You will not even know you're doing it. So what's the solution to it? Well, we've got to, as a company, develop a success consciousness. I used to tell myself this all the time. I go, well, sales are cyclical. It's the summertime, the economy. I went through the Great Recession, and people didn't have money, right? One of the hardest times that our country's ever gone through. And lo and behold, my sales reflected that. I'll never forget the moment I made a choice to no longer buy into that. And it was like magic. Things turned around. Hi, Tommy. He's trying to get on discreetly. We got you. You're out making money. That's what you're doing. Okay, cool. That's okay. It's gonna be a sell?
Good.
Yeah.
Nice. That's what we like to hear. Speaking of making money, right?
That's right.
Oh, by the way, we'll do this to Tommy to see how he does. Okay, ready? You got a pen and paper there?
Yes.
Okay, I got a little riddle for you. Okay, ready? Okay. Okay, you're the bus driver, you're driving down the road, you pick up 2 people. 3 people get off the bus. You can write it down, by the way. 2 people, 3 people get off. You with me?
Okay.
Drive down for a mile, take a left, everybody gets off the bus. Okay? What color are the bus driver guys? How old is the bus driver?
23.
Good. Here's how you got it. All right. Good job. I thought I was going to stump you, but you did it.
No, it's like, I'm driving the bus.
You're the bus driver. Okay.
I thought it was going to be a math problem. Like, oh, the person got off. Okay. Oh, no. I didn't get off.
So we're talking about how our mind can pick and choose information that it deems important. And often we delete things when we don't see them as being important. So my question for each of you is, how do you develop a mindset that sees money-making opportunities, that sees money in the leads, that sees things that the average sales rep doesn't see? Well, you guys, I'm wondering, what are your thoughts? Do really good salespeople typically see things in others or opportunities in others that maybe the average sales rep doesn't? And how do they get to that point of developing a success consciousness? So let's define what that is first of all. What is a success consciousness? Or a money consciousness, however you want to put it. Success, money.
Can you repeat the question? What is like the self-awareness or awareness of others?
What does it mean to be, how do you develop, I guess is, maybe I should put it that way. How do you develop an awareness of success? Because you see this all the time. You see people with the exact same leads. And I freaking feel like a robot sometimes doing trainings because I feel like sometimes I have to just keep talking about the same thing. What are the 20% doing that 80% don't? What are the 20% believing that that 80% don't believe? What are the 20% seeing that the 80% don't see? And how do you bring the 80% up to speed so that they can make more money and prosper with this? So, comments?
Once upon a time,
Okay. Story time with Cleve.
yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I was involved in the electronics industry for over 20 years, 12 years in sales management, 8 years in purchasing and purchasing management. During that period of time, one of the guys I knew in the electronics industry gave it all up and bought a pizza parlor and quit working 40 hours a week making $80,000 a year to work 80 hours a week to make $20,000 a year. And you go, why would you do that? For future opportunity. The guy he bought that particular pizza parlor from, that was his third pizza parlor. Second, it was his first independent property that he had sold. But over time, he had developed the ability through practice and paying attention, and there's a clue here, to seeing opportunities for future growth. You may have in your travels throughout the country run into a pizza chain named Stuffed Pizza. The guy that created that little pizza parlor is the guy who created Stuffed Pizza as a college student. The last time I checked, they had over 650 stores throughout the country. It's one of the most profitable pizza chains in existence. But he had trained himself while still in college to look at opportunities differently than the average person.
Yeah.
You know, and so when he and my friend became friends and he was talking about what he could do with this pizza opportunity, my friend took the leap.
Yeah.
He worked harder than he'd ever worked before in his life. I honestly don't know if he ever built it to the level of success that he envisioned, but he took that leap because he gained that vision from the guy, you know.
Yeah.
24-year-old kid starts a national chain, you know, while still in college, you know, sells it for millions, enough to retire on for the rest of his life. Of course, he's got a non-compete in there. Waits till the non-compete's over, starts another pizza restaurant, you know?
Yeah.
Sells
That's
it.
Yeah.
Starts another one.
Yeah.
Sells it.
Perfect.
I think just some of the best salespeople that I've studied or come across, or the most abundant people I know, are the ones that don't have to have the money or the sale here to feel abundant. Just like the people that just seem naturally abundant and naturally grateful no matter what's happening. I feel like those are the people that just keep bringing these things in.
Good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, how do you get in that mindset of abundance?
Gratitude.
Okay. Were you going to say that?
Yeah, I was doing other sales, and in some ways, and I'm probably the person that has made some of those remarks, but the flip side of that is I realized right away that that's a lie. Because I may say, oh, nobody answers the phone. Maybe for that day that's true. But I know that the law of averages, you can be not a super successful salesperson, and if you show up and you plug through, you will have consistent production success. And then you can start saying, how can I elevate that success? I don't think there's a sales training that covers all sales categories, because product knowledge, different types of things. But I think the thing that I should be doing a lot better, because I'm a pretty happy person, I'm a pretty relaxed person, and I know that because when you've coached me, you fall asleep after the first 5 minutes. But when I was working with Daryl, I really liked Daryl. And I started getting sales my second week, but for the first 6 weeks I got a sale a week. And I liked the people I was getting a sale from, and I was trying to relate to them. And what I was trying to do is, I didn't know that Nate was the top producer, but I saw the videos, 2 videos that Nate did, and I related to those and to what he was trying to do instantly. I liked Rob's delivery, because it was more, I felt more, I could kind of hear me answering objections. Now I get to work with Nate and this terrific team, and I've got a gal online that's just like the second sale that I made in England, and she really needs help. I don't know what her finances are yet, but I put her on hold and told her I was going to call back after this meeting, and I'm learning to kind of relate to these people. Now what I got to do is figure out how to do more of it.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. So I want to, let's talk about how to develop the success consciousness. How are you going to develop this mindset that can see things that your average sales rep's not going to be able to see because they haven't developed that mentality yet? And so I believe it's going to help in a roundabout way with what you're saying. So step 1 is your intention. Specifically write down what you want. And here's the thing, here's the caveat. I want you to write it down with the mindset that there are no limits. So put aside doubt. You're looking at me funny. What's wrong? Oh, I thought you were looking at me with your, you had one eye closed, so I wasn't sure why you were looking at me like that.
Well, I can nap with my left eye.
Oh, I got you. You're falling asleep on me over there.
You just have a pen. Do we have an extra pen for us?
With one eye open.
You don't need a pen?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So by intention, do you mean expectation?
yeah,
Like, what do
that's
you
another way of
expect?
looking at an intention is expecting it.
Okay.
Here's what I expect to have happen. You can put a dollar amount to it. And we're going to focus financially. And if you've got this, well, Adam, I'm not motivated by money. Well, start to get motivated by money.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with that? Having that as a motivation, it doesn't mean it's the end all. It just means that's something that can help you set goals, and it moves the agenda of the company forward, your students forward, your life goes forward, right? Let's not be afraid to let that be a motivator. So set an intention. If it makes you uncomfortable to use money as a motivation, then you got blocks on money. Come set an appointment up with me, and we'll talk about it. And we'll do some clearings. We can help you with that. Number 2, what are you going to give? What are you going to give? Whether that's your time, maybe you choose to give, you know what? I'm going to dedicate myself to reading a book a week on sales. That's what I'm going to give. And I'm going to monitor sales calls. And you know what? I'm going to constantly be asking people to monitor me and give me feedback. That's what I'm going to give. I'm going to show up as the best of who I am and be energetic, enthusiastic, passionate, show up with gratitude. Those are some ideas of things you can give. So whatever you choose to give, this is your offering. Choose to give it immediately. Start right away with what you're going to give. Number 3, this is a prayer, and you can look this up online. But it goes like this. O divine providence, I ask not for more riches, but more wisdom, with which to make wiser use of the riches you gave me at birth, consisting in the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever ends I might desire.
should we Google this?
Yeah.
If you just type in "O Divine Providence," I ask not, it'll show up. And it's by Napoleon Hill. So I want you to notice the goal that you wrote down financially, your goal. And I want you to times whatever goal you have there by 10. And if it makes you uncomfortable, it's supposed to.
What do you
But-
mean by 10?
Times 10. So if my goal is 2,000 a week, 20,000 a week. If my goal, see, here's the thing. The way we are going to get there is not by looking at this company with our current limited way of seeing things. It's going to take each one of us expanding our minds by 10. We want to become a $700,000 a week, $1 million a week company, then we all, every one of us, need to think 10 times bigger than we are right now. I can't do it for you. You've got to make a choice that you want to 10x. What will that mean? New opportunities will show up. New ideas will come to your mind. New ways of making more money will show up. But this is what we've got to do as a company, as a sales floor, if we want to get to bigger, greener pastures. And imagine the power in that if we all singularly focused on that. What would happen as a group? Because there's a real thing called synergy.
Yeah.
Right? What happens when two frequencies line up, right? They get even more powerful. So, 10x your goal. The next thing is 10x your efforts.
Can I ask you before you move forward?
Yeah.
Because there are different theories about setting goals, how you set the goals, right? And we kind of talked about it in our coaching, where when you set way high goals, you either get discouraged or something, or some people say set one step at a time goals. So these are, I feel, two different paths.
Different approaches, yeah.
Instead of the goals.
Here's my thought on it. I don't think the Wright brothers set mediocre goals. I think they set a 10x goal. I don't think Elon Musk set mediocre goals. I think he sets 10x goals. I don't think Brendan Burchard set mediocre goals. He set 10x goals. And in a company that knows anything's possible, I think the philosophy we need to buy into is that anything is possible. And then start acting as if it really is, as a team. Because if we really do this, we're going to see some amazing things. But we've got to get past what we think is possible. We've got to get past our own limitations and our own doubts and our own fears. And really expand. And say, you know what? We can do this. It's not like it hasn't been done before. It's been done before. This company was averaging 1.2 million a week. Well, the prior company, but 1.2 million a week. It can be done. You might say, well, it's different leads and different that.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. We're going to evolve. You don't think we're not going to evolve to get to that higher level of money? We're going to evolve as a company. You know, Steve Jobs didn't take kindly to limiting beliefs. If you've ever watched his documentary, he had some engineers come in and sit down with they had the MP3 player, and it was pretty bulky at the time. They just spent a lot of time and a lot of energy making this MP3 player, and they had the prototype. It was like their golden calf right there. And he took it and plopped it in the fish tank, and you could see air bubbles coming up. He says, you see that? There's air bubbles. That means there's space inside of it. You can make this smaller. Now go do it. So consider this, you getting your precious MP3 player thrown in the fish tank. And somebody getting in your face today saying, you're capable of a lot more today. And we need us all to 10x our thoughts, 10x your effort, step up. You've got an opportunity right now to make a big, big difference in people's lives, whether it's make more money in real estate, personal development, whatever we end up deciding to do as a company. We're going to have the core of what we do is to change people's lives and help people financially, help people with their mindset, help people in any way we possibly can to help them live the best life they can. That's who we are as a company. That's who we are. That's what we do. We help people achieve their dreams. Period. Whatever vehicle that takes, that may shift and change and all down the road, but the single idea of what we do as a company will never change. So what are your thoughts when you hear 10x your goals, 10x your effort? Does that bring fear to anybody? Doubt? Does that what comes to your mind? What are your thoughts on that?
I think believe.
Excitement.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not us? Why not this moment in time? Why not this week? I promise you, as God is my witness, if we all bought into that this week and we fed that this week, we would have a week like we have never seen on this floor in a very long time. I promise you that. And then what's fun about that is we can begin to feed this, and this begins to grow. If you see weeds in your own life, in your own mind, or if you hear weeds from other people or other sales reps, call them out. And be okay with being called out, because this is not a place for your limiting beliefs. It's not a place for your doubts. This is not a company that promotes fear and scarcity thinking. This is a company that promotes abundance. And we want you to receive abundance. We want our clients to receive abundance. We want everybody around to receive abundance. And it starts with each of us. So, top takeaways from today. What stood out to you the most? What did you resonate with?
Can I ask you a question before?
Yeah.
Sorry for asking the question. We
No.
talked about that bus story, and I guess now I'm trying to project it to the people I'm going to be talking to. I want to make sure whatever I'm saying, they're catching what's really important to bring them on board and change their life, right? So maybe what could be the ways, maybe some of the questions that would let me know that they're getting the important stuff, not the other things around. Does it make
How
sense?
you show up on the phone. If you show up on the phone and you're excited and you're motivated, something clicks on people's mind and they go, "Oh, this is important."
Okay.
Your tone of voice and how the energy you have is all you need to bring at the end of the day. We've said over and over, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Oh, wow.
And if you say it in the right way, they will remember it.
It's pretty powerful.
You guys, we can do great things. We can do this in a big, big way. I want each of you, by the end of the year, building big, beautiful homes, driving wonderful cars of your dreams, taking amazing vacations, traveling the world, having wonderful, passionate relationships. I want that for everybody in this room. The only person that can stop you from having that life is you. Period. Point blank. I'm going to be in your face. It's you. And if you're going to buy into that mentality and then feed it to other people in the company, then you have become a cancer. And we can't have that here. Ever. We just can't. Our students deserve better. The company deserves better. And you deserve better. Okay?
Yes.
I love you guys, and I want you to make money. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I mean, but I think I really do believe. I believe in what we do, and I know for a fact that it is our thoughts that create a reality. And if you're not seeing money on the phone, it's not the leads; it's your mind. It just is. You're blocking yourself because you're in a scarcity mentality. Get out of that mentality. How do you do that? Start telling your mind what's important. Feed. What is your mind eating? Your doubts and fears, your faith and belief. At any moment, you're feeding the mind information. If you're feeding it the right stuff, if you repeat this to yourself every day, 12 times a day, I promise you're going to start seeing things in a whole new way. You'll see opportunities that you just weren't even aware of. So that's my challenge for you today. You willing to take me up on it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Love you guys. I respect you. I appreciate you. And I praise all of you for what you're doing and the stuff you go through every day to get to that golden lead, to get to that person that is ready. I know it's rough. I know it's challenging. But this is what, it's just what you got to do. This is what we got to do to get there. And you guys do a great job at it. So I appreciate you for that. All of you. Thank you.
Thank you.